guardians and protections. We thank you. We bless you. In Jesus' name.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Please have your seats. At this time, we will kindly ask our chairman to please welcome our visitors. So perhaps concluding.
Dear all, welcome to this gathering. I don't know whether I should recognize the representative of the President of Liberia. I think they are on their way, but we couldn't wait further. So I will assume he is here. So I will call his name. Okay? His Excellency Dr. George Mane Weah, President of the Republic of Liberia. Her Excellency, Madam Joel Howard Taylor, Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, members of the legislature here present, members of the cabinet here present, members of the diplomatic and consular corps, representative of the United Nations and other international organizations, the President and officers of Liberian Chamber of Commerce. The President is here. You are here by knowledge. The Governor and leaders of the Borough of New Crew Town, distinguished, before I say that, Deputy Ministers, government officials, distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, distinguished colleagues and friends, good afternoon. Welcome to phase 1 of 6 of the development of the first manufacturing company, the Global Pharmaceutical Manufacturing and Laboratories Ltd. here in Liberia. As I said, this is the first company to manufacture quality medicines from API, active pharmaceutical ingredients, the raw material we use to make medicine. From A to Z, medicines are manufactured here in Liberia. And this is first of its kind in the Mano River sub-region. I am particularly happy to inform you that samples of our medicines we produce here were collected and tested in LMHROA, that's Liberia Medicine and Health Agency of Government of Liberia, headed by Madam Keturah Smith Chine. And the test result received highest standard qualification in their grades. We wanted to make sure that the test result done here in Liberia also meet international standard without doubting the efficiencies and the qualification of our scientists, just to make sure. So we asked USAID, Liberia, United States Agency for International Development, through the head of mission, Mr. Jim Wright, for further verification testing, which were done in their laboratories called United States Pharmacopoeia Laboratories, USP. Again, I'm pleased to inform you that our medicine received the highest standard qualifications in their grades. Mr. President, represented by somebody, Madam Vice President, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Permit me to call on the Managing Director of this company to speak on behalf of the Board of Directors, a detailed speech. Thank you. I now call on Mr. Alvin Oniyama, Managing Director of Global Pharmaceutical Company. Thank you.
Thank you. His Excellency, Dr. George Mane Weah, President of the Republic of Liberia, Her Excellency, Madam Jura Howard Taylor, Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, members of the legislature present, members of the cabinet present, members of the diplomatic and consular corps, representatives of the United Nations and other international organizations, the President and officers of the Liberia Chamber of Commerce, the Governor and leaders of the Borough of Newport, distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, colleagues and friends, good afternoon. I stand before you humbled by the blessing and the grace of the Almighty, with a great honor and humility to share this podium along with my partners in expressing our sincerest gratitude to all of those who work and continue to work to make Global Pharmaceutical Manufacturing Company a reality in Liberia. Let the news be told near and far that Liberia now has a pharmaceutical manufacturing company now. Now made in Liberia also represents the production of quality and effective medicines. This is an important milestone for our country, and I want to emphasize the benefits that this company will bring to our people. As we know, access to essential medicines has been a major challenge in Liberia. A worrying statistics from the World Health Organization estimate that 50% of our population lack access to essential medicines. This highlights the urgent need for action to support the government in its laudable efforts to improve our healthcare system. The establishment of this pharmaceutical company is a significant step towards addressing this issue. By producing and distributing quality medicines locally, we will be able to increase access to essential drugs, reduce burden of disease, and improve the health care of our citizenry. Our products will aid in the fight against malaria, tuberculosis, maternal and childhood diseases, including HIV as well. Moreover, the establishment of this pharmaceutical company will provide employment opportunities in Liberia and also contribute to poverty reduction and economic development. The company will also create opportunities for local entrepreneurs and suppliers, helping to strengthen our economy. Now, the positive evidence of these benefits can be seen from regional countries such as Ghana and Nigeria. When you see there, the establishment of the pharmaceutical industry helped to increase access to essential medicines and reduce healthcare costs and create job opportunities. So in addition to those benefits, Global Pharmaceutical is also aligned with the Pro-Poor agenda for prosperity and development. The set of interventions under these pillars contribute directly to poverty reduction and economic empowerment. I am proud to say that realization for this manufacturing facility is directly contributing to these goals. By increasing access to essential medicines and creating job opportunities for Liberians, we can contribute to the overall development of our country. So please allow me now a brief moment to acquaint with you a little history of Global Pharmaceutical founding. Mr. President, Madam Vice President, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, in December of 2017, the Liberian government, through the National Investment Commission, the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, the Liberian Medicines and Health Products Regulatory Authority, granted us the approval to begin this project. About 2 years ago, the President of the Republic of Liberia, Dr. George Mane Weah, personally reached out and expressed to us through a video conference that his government's fullest support for our efforts to establish this facility. We are deeply appreciative of his government's unflinching support. I personally would like to extend my sincere thanks to appreciation to Madam Keturah C. Smith, Managing Director of the Liberian Medicines and Health Products Regulatory Authority, and her team. Through their support, Global Pharmaceutical is now the first good manufacturing practice certified pharmaceutical company established in Liberia and with majority Liberian ownership. Furthermore, our thanks and appreciation go to the leaders of the United States Agency for International Development through the United States Pharmacopoeia for the many technical and moral support that has helped to make this day possible. We'd like to take this opportunity to particularly thank the USAID Mission Director, Mr. Jim Wright, for his immense support. Our gratitude also goes to the World Health Organization, Liberia representative, and his team for the high level of collaboration so far. We are highly grateful and we look forward to more support. We are immensely grateful also to EcoBank Liberia for providing us credit facilities to support our efforts to a great extent in financing this project. The presence of its Managing Director, Mr. George Mensa Asante, is hereby acknowledged. We say thank you. Mr. President, Madam Vice President, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, in regards to the quality of our medicines, sample of each of our products was collected and tested by LMHRA, which is the agency of the government of Liberia responsible to ensure only quality medicines are available in Liberia. I am pleased to inform you that our products receive the highest standard qualification in their grades. Now, Global Pharmaceutical Manufacturing and Laboratories, being a maiden or first medicine producer in Liberia, it stimulated the authorities of LMHRA and our company to agree and do further verification testing at the United States Pharmacopoeia Laboratories. This process was made possible by USAID through the auspice of the Mission Director, Mr. Jim Wright. Again, I am pleased to inform you that our products receive the highest standard qualification in their grades, further confirming the results of tests conducted by LMHRA. So, thank you. That's a good achievement. Now, being able to produce grade A medicines was made possible by the expertise of our technical staff, which include over 20 top scientists, most with terminal degrees in their area of specialties and several years of experience in top-level pharmaceutical manufacturing companies such as Pfizer. As a part of our manpower development policy and knowledge transfer program, we have also recruited some young and promising Liberians who are currently being trained by our scientists. We believe that the future of Liberia lies in the hands of Liberians, and therefore developing the competencies and technical skills of Liberians will ensure the growing concern of our company in the medium and long term. Now, for all parties involved, the journey to reach this momentous milestone has been challenging to say the least, and we are still forging ahead to meet new challenges. Liberia, with a population of a little over 5 million, remains highly dependent on import for supply of essential medicines. According to World Bank's World Development Indicators, import volumes of around 1,057 metric tons with a total value of $49.3 million. This represents tremendous opportunity for potential local producers. However, it's not without its share of difficulties. High utility charges, lack of technically qualified, skilled local workers, high operation costs occasioned by lack of economies of scale as a result of disadvantages due to market size and other factors weigh heavy on the cost of manufacturing of medicines in Liberia. Therefore, in order to protect and support our operation in Liberia, we respectfully call on the government to institute competitive measures supportive of local manufacturers, including enforcement of implementation of measures such as import tariff surcharges on imported pharmaceutical products, of which similar products are being produced locally. These protective tariffs are already in place for other products produced locally. Also, adherence to the 25% preference for locally manufactured medicines in public procurement according to public financial management law. Mr. President, Madam Vice President, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, the establishment of Global Pharmaceutical is an important step towards improving the health and economic well-being of our citizens. I wish to assure you that we will remain a valued, strategic, and trusted partner in Liberia's health sector by producing quality medicines locally. We will increase access to essential drugs, create employment opportunities, and contribute to the pro-poor agenda for prosperity and development. I urge all Liberians to support this initiative and take advantage of the improved access to essential quality medicines that will now be produced locally and available to all. Together, let us work hard towards a healthier and more prosperous Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Well spoken. Thank you. Just for emphasis, where we are today has been a very long journey, most of which has been captured in the speech just read. I remember back in 2017, when we met the individuals who established this institution and they came to Liberia and expressed interest to do it. By then it was a challenge because prior to that time, many potential investors had come and engaged the conversation of possibility of, doing pharmaceuticals. But usually investors in this sector will look at the population and the chances of recovery on cost on investment. And so that many times when they did their own survey, they went back and perhaps never came back. And so when we encountered the team, and then with Dr. Onyema involvement, and we saw the level of effort they were putting in, we also collaborated with other government institutions to give them moral support. So the EPA had to get involved to look at the environmental impact assessment issues. Of course, the Ministry of Public Works to look at the infrastructure, the regulatory authority to look at the design, the layout of the place, and give approval for construction. And then also the technical team. 90% of our technical team here, those who are directly involved into the manufacturing process, are expatriates. They come from outside. Because locally, this is the first time we are engaging into this activity. And you want to do it right. In medicine, there is no room for errors. You either do it right or you don't do it at all. So nobody can pick chance with that. We have to get the best and the most experienced people. So almost all of the technical team that are directly involved with the procurement of APIs, that is the raw material, the management of the raw material, the testing facility in our laboratory, the whole manufacturing process, blending, tablet production, down to packaging. They are all, scientists with many, many years of experience. Some of them 14 years, some of them up to, 20 years. So these people are here doing what they do. However, considering what they call, skills transfer opportunities, the whole plan is that we should have a short term, medium term, and long term. So for the short term, we have 90% of technical staff. Medium term, anywhere between 3 to 5 years, our whole idea is to blend the international experts with local professionals in Liberia so that it can be skills transfer over a period of time. So that anywhere between 5 to 10 years, we would have had Liberians 100% in charge of this facility and running it quite well. So in terms of infrastructure, what you see here today, mostly at our Skellington, we are currently using only this building, the lower part of this building, for the production of oral dosage forms. Those are tablets, capsules, and dry powder suspensions, things like ORS and so forth. So that building is going to go up. The remaining portion of that building is coming. We are inputting practically everything, including even the covering, because they have to be done at pharmaceutical grade level. The current structure we sit in has the potential to go 6 floor, 5 floor. So if you look directly over, or you see the next class is far above, and that is the reason is the machines that will be put here are so complex and so well designed, supposed to carry fluid from one to the other with temperature control system, heat control system, and all of that. So you have to leave the space as they are. The finishing portion of these things are coming from outside the country, also at pharmaceutical grade level. The next building you see there, the entire flow from where the first casting stops until it reaches down, you got over 400,000 gallons of water in there right now. So it's our water reservoir. One of the first in the country sitting above the land, but containing water. That water also have to be processed, because in the manufacturing of pharmaceuticals, you don't use just any kind of water. They have to be pharmaceutical grade water. So there are processes that they go through, and to prepare them before you can use them at that level. And then above that flow, there is a plan to do some cephalosporins. These are things like you go to the hospital, they give you ceftriaxone and all of that. Antibiotics will be done up there. They have to be done in a separate unit, so that's why they are the way they are. And then in the back, where some of you will visit and see, we have machines planted on the platform. That platform, there will be a structure that will go there to produce injectables. Small vials and ampules will be produced there. Some of the machines are there. The production manager will also drill you around so you see what we got. And then in the long term, we have engaged with conversation with WHO. Far in the back, there will be a giant structure placed there for WHO pre-qualification status, where different types of production will take place. WHO will have their own standard. Okay, so we are currently engaged with them, with their technical team, abroad and locally, to start to look at pre-qualification of certain products. So that's just an overview, a synopsis of what we are doing. That's why we say phase 1. So there will be several phases leading all the way to phase 6 before we are actually satisfied to be where we want to be. So Liberia is on the right path, and we are happy that this investment took place in our own country in our lifetime, and we are ever so proud for having done this, and I'm sure the entire country is proud of you. Thank you so much. So at this time, we will have brief remarks from our visitors, beginning with the Liberia Chamber of Commerce. So the Liberia Chamber of Commerce, please. We want a statement from the Liberia Chamber of Commerce. Yeah, thank you.
Good afternoon to all. I would like to stay on existing protocol. Good afternoon, Madam Vice President. I bring you greetings from the Executive Council and members of the Liberia Chamber of Commerce. I would first like to acknowledge all those who are here today, including the Vice President, government officials, members of the diplomatic corps, members of the Chamber of Commerce, business owners, employees, and family and friends. Thank you all for being here to celebrate this important event. Today, we celebrate the opening of a new venture, Global Pharmaceutical Manufacturing Laboratories Ltd. We are happy to be here to celebrate this opening. On behalf of the Executive Council and members of the Liberia Chamber of Commerce, I want to congratulate the shareholders, directors, and management of Global Pharmaceutical on this new venture. We know how much hard work has gone into this. We applaud you for your courage in pursuing this new and exciting path at this particular time in Liberia. The Liberia Chamber of Commerce is always excited when new businesses are established in the country. New business ventures provide job opportunities. When people are hired, that is income for their families. It is great for the health and well-being of our economy. We look forward to and encourage the opening of more businesses. We welcome the new business of the Chamber of Commerce and hope you will join us in fostering a viable economy. The Chamber of Commerce will continue to assist and encourage businesses in Liberia. Membership in the Chamber of Commerce is not required to invite us to visit, to celebrate a milestone with you, advertise and promote your business. However, it is strongly encouraged due to the additional benefits and exposure being a member holds. Together, we will promote and enhance a favorable business climate in Liberia and make Liberia the best place to live and operate a business. We congratulate you again on this milestone and wish you success in your endeavors. Thanks for believing in Liberia. The Liberia Chamber of Commerce shows you of its support and stand ready to assist you in accomplishing your goals. Again, congratulations. We wish you well. Again, on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce, I would like to thank all of you for being here today to support this new venture. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We will follow that with statement from the Liberia Medical and Dental Council.
Thank you very much. Standing on existing protocols, I'd like to say a big thank you to the crafters of this initiative. The importance cannot be overemphasized. It will come a long way in helping our people. We from the Liberia Medical and Dental Council, we are a government autonomous agency that is responsible to register all health workers in the country, to license health workers, to adjudicate cases of medical malpractices, and to set standards for health institutions and learning institutions. So, to a large extent, we are an integral part of this arrangement because these medicines and products will be used in our health facilities. We are glad to be a part of this program. We have been here already to do our own initial visit with Global Pharmaceuticals, and we promise that we'll keep coming back to make sure that the standards are maintained at all given times in the interest of our people. Once again, on behalf of the Council of the Liberia, the officers of the Liberia Medical and Dental Council want to say a big thank you, and we applaud you in this great venture. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was a statement from Dr. Benita C. Andrews. She is the chair of the Medical and Dental Council. For future speakers, we will appreciate for you to please, just for the sake of the news, you please call your name because the name is not captured in the program sheet so that we know who's speaking. Thank you so much. Do we have a representative of the Minister of Commerce? Please. Thank you.
Your Excellency Dr. Joe Howard Tiller, Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, members of the Cabinet, the CEO of Global Pharmaceuticals, members of the former state, dear friends. My name is Wilfred J.S. Bangura II. I'm the Deputy Minister of Administration of the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, and today I am representing the Minister of Commerce. I whispered to the governor of the borough of Nuku Town moments ago, and I averred to him that we're thankful that we have an industry in Nuku Town. I think the choosing of this facility and this industry is strategic, that the masses have their own industry. We'd like to congratulate the visionary leaders for this great enterprise. We're thankful when we heard that this is the first of its kind in Liberia and in the sub-region. On behalf of Madam Dix, who is abroad with the President, we'd like to say that you have the unflinching support of the ministry, particularly the Bureau of Industry. We're looking forward to working with you to ensure that everything you need to make this initiative prosperous and successful will be at your behest. Once again, congratulations and best wishes. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Do we have the National Investment Commission? Yeah. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency Chief Dr. Joe Howard Taylor, Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, the CEO and members of the Global Pharmaceutical Manufacturing and Laboratories, members of the Cabinet, other public officials here present, development partners, members of the Fourth Estate, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is good to be here to grace this auspicious occasion, marking the ribbon cutting of the first phase of the Global Pharmaceutical Manufacturing and Laboratories Ltd. facilities on Bourgeois Island. I'm glad that the government of Liberia, through the National Investment Commission and the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, has supported this project from its inception, with our first support back in 2017. Through what we call the Special Investment Incentive Program, is a program under the tax law that allows for companies to benefit from fiscal incentives in order to drive down the startup cost of doing business. As we speak, we are now concluding a long-term investment incentive of this particular project, and the total investment of this project is around $48 million United States dollars. Like the CEO alluded, to, this is just phase one, and there are several other phases to go. This investment has several multipliers, and this is where I'm particularly interested. It's just not limited to the creation of jobs, to knowledge transfer, but I'm particularly interested in the downstream opportunities that are created by this particular project, and especially the transformative impact it has on the health sector. So I'm happy, I think the Minister of Health is smiling. So for the first time in Liberia, drugs and other medical supplies will be manufactured and distributed locally and also exported to the sub-region. I'm very happy. I know you talk about different certification, but I think you should explore the ETLS. Every time we speak about Liberia, we don't look at our geographical boundaries. We start to look at the sub-region, the MRU, and also the ECOWAS region, which is around 400 million people. So I think I urge you and I beseech you that you look at the entire sub-region. This investment demonstrates that the investor has a strong confidence in the investment climate, evidenced by what we're seeing here today. And it is possible to take advantage of this enormous opportunity in the investment climate. We are excited about the diversification that Global Pharmaceutical has brought to the Liberian economy, and I look forward to seeing many other companies emulate this very good example. On behalf of the National Investment Commission, I would like to congratulate, I always say GPMLL, the acronym. But I would like to congratulate you and your shareholders for this very significant milestone. and I can assure you of our continuous support toward this project. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that for those warm comments. At this time, do we have representative of the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning? Yes. Thank you.
Madam Joy Howard Taylor, Marciane, Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, members of the Cabinet, the CEO and members of the board of the Global Pharmaceutical Manufacturing Laboratories, and other government officials, as well as our development partners who were referenced to have actually assisted in bringing this dream to reality. Honor His Excellency, President Dr. George Manuel Weah. And I'm happy that this history is made on his watch. My name is James Doba Napula Sao. I'm the Assistant Minister for Economic Policy at the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, representing Minister Samuel Tuwe, who would have loved to be part of history making, but he's currently abroad, pushing the agenda of the government, representing the country with the president. Much has been said, but I should say that our minister has been working, and our ministry has been working with the National Investment Commission in ensuring that we attract investment in our country. And investment not just in one area, but different sectors that have been forgotten for a very long time. And one of such sectors is the health sector. I think this is even going to make us more competitive. We're talking about the ECOWAS Trade Liberalization Scheme, the National Investment Commission chairperson talked about. But what are we actually exporting from Liberia? So there are a lot of exports that come to our country. FX leave from here to those economies, make it stronger. But then what do we bring to our country? So private sector investment is very key to us. And so that's why the government has taken key interest into supporting by providing investment incentives, as well as providing other support to other SMEs. In this instant case, you are going to be supporting job creation, and that's very key to macro stability. So on behalf of the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, I want to say we are on board with you. I know this is the beginning. I hope you take cue from what the Investment Commission chairperson said. ECOWAS is open. So whatever you produce here will not want to be consumed locally, even though it might have impact on reducing the cost of drugs, okay, or medicine in our economy. But I know at some point, this particular company will be exporting, and that's a bigger dream that you should think about. So once again, we want to thank you so very much. We're on board in making sure that we have a stronger economy that will be able to absorb most of our professional people who are career people, especially in the health sector. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Well, gradually we are drawing down. At this time, we will perhaps receive a brief remark from the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Okay, we're okay. Thank you. So we proceed. We move straight to one of our very strong pillars that supported us to make this day a reality in the presence of USAID. We would like to hear from USAID through the U.S. Pharmacopoeia, promoting the quality of medicines. Thank you.
Thank you. Permit me to stand on the existing protocols. On behalf of the United States Pharmacopoeia Convention, promoting the Quality of Medicine Plus program in Liberia. We want to say congratulations to you on your achievement. We also want to use this opportunity to say congratulations to the LMHRA for guiding the entire process. I can still vividly recall when we started working with Global Pharmaceutical. We started in the year 2021. We worked with the LMHRA and Global Pharmaceutical to conduct one good manufacturing audit in the year 2021. In 2022, we also conducted a GMP inspection, a good manufacturing audit in 2022, and that resulted to the development of what we call a CAPA, or Corrective and Preventive Action Plan. And Global Pharmaceutical worked very hard in making sure that the gap identified were breached. And as a result of that work, today we are here. And their samples were tested in our lab in Ghana, USP lab in Ghana, and they already informed you that all of the product met international requirements. On the PQM Plus, we continue to work with Global Pharmaceutical and the LMHRA. We'll continue to work with them in the area. We'll continue to review their entire process, and we'll also continue to work with them in the area of dossier compilation. PQM Plus will also continue to work with LMHRA in ensuring that only quality assured medicine is manufactured here at Global Pharmaceutical. On this note, permit me again to say congratulations to you, Professor Onyema, and LMHRA on your achievement, on your big day. And we are happy to be part of this big day. Congratulations.
Thank you to PQM, USP, under the umbrella of USAID. We are proud of your support. We will now call, I saw a representative of the World Health Organization, WHO. Yeah, Dr. Khan is here. Welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Permit me to continue on the existing protocols. My name is Charles Ochan. I work with WHO as a health systems advisor. I'm stepping in for Dr. Clement Peter, our country representative, who is unable to be with us here today due to some other commitments. I bring for you greetings from WHO, and I would like to thank Global Pharmaceuticals for inviting WHO to be part of this big occasion. I would like also to thank the government of Liberia for making this facility a reality, for providing all the support to Global Pharmaceuticals and all the other team members. Essential medicines play a critical role in healthcare delivery. Essential medicines can save lives, reduce suffering, and improve health. And yet globally, from our statistics, up to 2 billion people globally do not have access to essential medicine. And majority of these sadly are in the low and middle income countries, including Liberia. So, just to underscore again, essential medicines are a key component of right to health, which is a basic human right. Essential medicines also play key roles in attaining universal health coverage and the other SDG 3 targets. We must all play our roles and responsibility to ensure that the population of Liberia can access quality essential medicines at all times, wherever they need, without becoming poor due to spending on essential medicines. And essential medicines should be safe, should be affordable, and should be easily accessible at all times. From WHO, we recommend some of the following three strategic objectives. Number one, we need to develop policies and strategies to strengthen pharmaceutical systems to improve access to essential medicines. Number two, we need to strengthen the national regulatory authorities. And I'm happy Madam Katura is here and has been part of this journey. We need to improve rational selection and use of medicines. There are a number of ongoing efforts, globally, regionally, and nationally within Liberia. This is just one of those efforts under the leadership of His Excellency, the President of Liberia, and all the government teams. In Liberia, just to give some examples, the government has supported the development of national health policy, the health sector strategic plan, the essential package of health services, and the standard treatment guidelines and essential medicine list. Those are just some examples of ongoing efforts in country. And this facility will really contribute immensely in terms of supporting all these efforts. We would like once again to thank the government of Liberia and the partners under the leadership of His Excellency, the President of Liberia, for all the efforts in addressing access to essential medicines and the entire healthcare to the population. In conclusion, once again, we would like to thank Global Pharmaceutical for this key achievement that will go a long way in improving access to essential medicines in this country, if fully utilized. And lastly, also, WHO will support all the national efforts towards improving access to essential medicines to ensure that the population of Liberia can access the medicines that they do need at all times. And let us also strengthen and build a resilient health systems, because without a strong health systems, we cannot ensure that the population can access the services that they do need and attain universal health coverage. As the saying goes, no supplies, no program. We need to collectively ensure that our facilities and community health workers have the required essential medicines and the other products to serve the population at all times. Once again, congratulations to the government of Liberia and Global Pharmaceutical upon this key milestone. Thank you very much.
Thank you, WHO. We are here today because we have been satisfied to do what we do. So in this country, there are institutions with responsibilities to accredit or satisfy individuals who are supposed to do what they do. So currently, our samples on the tables and many of what we do is because we have a license to do it. And the institutions that have evaluated everything we do and look at our human resource, their abilities and all of that, and have granted us a license to do what we do is no other than the Liberia Medicines and Health Product Regulatory Authority. So at this time we will hear from the Managing Director, Madam Katura C. Smith.
So I was just saying that the small, you didn't put my husband in there or he will sue you. Okay. So His Excellency Dr. George Manawiya, President of the Republic of Liberia, Her Excellency Dr. Joel Howard Taylor, Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, Member of the Legislature, Member of the Cabinet, the Diplomatic Corps, Prof. Nelson Oniyama and his management team at Global Pharmaceuticals, members of the LMHRA's Board of Directors, other government officials, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen of the press, or other protocols duly observed. I am Katura C. Smith Chinny, Managing Director of the Liberia Medicines and Health Products Regulatory Authority. I think we all have heard how this journey started. It was a tense journey. We had a conference with the President of the Republic of Liberia on May 20th, 2020, I can remember precisely. And my team and I were instructed to make sure that Global Pharmaceutical expressing interest in manufacturing pharmaceuticals in Liberia should be supported with all necessary technical skills and know-how. And he expressed his strong confidence in us in making sure that quality medicines are manufactured by Global Pharmaceuticals. So that was a huge task. His words kept us on our feet, and we had his back, and that was the reliance we had in making sure that every aspect of what we see and going forward is fully implemented. This has been a long journey of commitment, dedication, with anxiety from the team of Dr. Oniyaman, lots of challenges, and with so much passion from my team at the LMHRA. It gives me a great pleasure as we continue on this journey, safeguarding the health of the citizens of our dear nation by the official opening of Global Pharmaceutical and Laboratories Manufacturing Company, for which we all are gathered here today. Safeguarding the health of the nation is challenging, but yet it is rewarding. I am delighted to join you this afternoon to celebrate this historical event, the opening of this facility. Though very new, this facility forms an integral part of our drive to develop Mama Liberia, and also the pharmaceutical sector of Liberia. It makes our people to have access to affordable medicines that are regulated fully by expertise in our country. Quality assured, safe, efficacious medicines for better health outcomes. We are especially privileged and proud as this is the first and only pharmaceutical manufacturing company in Liberia in the Mana River Union. This did not happen by chance, but the result of careful planning over the years and with strict regulatory measures. The government, especially the LMHRA, will continue to provide technical support to the growth of this facility through our regulatory functions. Since 2020, when this technical process started, the authority has worked and continue to work with Global Pharmaceuticals to ensure all regulatory measures for the construction of this facility are met. The machines, equipment brought into the country was strictly authorized and approved, requiring all installation documents were provided to the LMHRA, subsequently followed by the operation qualification and performance qualification of these equipments. And also, the active pharmaceutical ingredients were also approved by the regulatory authority. The personnel listing of Global Pharmaceuticals manufacturing companies, technical staff were also evaluated and approved by the regulatory authority. Following the analytical testing of the first batch, which has been mentioned, by the USP Ghana, along with the authority. This month, we issued the final Good Manufacturing Practice Certificate and also the manufacturing license to Global Pharmaceuticals. Being rest assured that quality produced were of high standards and of good quality for ourselves. Despite the above, we can all assure the public that all products produced shall undergo all stringent regulatory requirements, which include analytical testing, adverse drug reaction follow-ups, or safety monitoring, and post-market surveillance required by law by the government of Liberia. We are glad to also report that Global Pharmaceutical has also enrolled in the newly established Quality Pricing for Pharmacovigilance program to ensure that the effects of these products on patients are closely monitored. Distinguished guests, positive health outcomes also come with affordability of good medicines. Our people must be able to afford the medicines they need to remain healthy. Local production of pharmaceuticals plays a vital role in maintaining resilience of national healthcare systems, especially when it comes to facilitating access to essential medicines. The availability and easy access to medication are also critical to a success healthcare system, especially in critical circumstances that we are faced with in our country when it comes to the many porous border points we have, which leads to the proliferation of substandard and falsified medicines in the country. Since the foundation of Liberia, the dependence of importing foreign medicines rather than manufacturing them locally put the drug supply into making essential medicine at a high risk and not also being accessible to our mother of Liberia. Localizing pharmaceutical manufacturing, now through the dedication and official opening of this facility, we can assure you that we have good quality medicines that are safe, efficacious, and will be affordable to the ordinary citizen of Liberia. In closing, I would like to congratulate the team of Professor Nelson Oninyama, and especially to my team, Dr. Flumaku Miller, Dr. Thomas Kokolo, and Professor Alexander George. These three men have worked tirelessly in making sure that all regulatory measures are adhered to by this manufacturer. And also not forgetting the staff of Global Pharmaceutical for their exceptional dedication, hard work in the successful establishment of this plant. And not also forgetting our partner USAID for their unflinching support to the health sector. The LMHRA will continue to be a trusted and reliable partner as we all grow with your presence here. We look forward to an even stronger and efficient working relationship in the years ahead. However, let me note here, and this is quite important, because as the regulatory authority, we serve as reliance to the public that this manufacturing plant will produce quality medicine and health products. Everyone look up to us, and I also look up to myself because I may eventually take these medicines that will be produced. So this is a heavy tax. So therefore, I stress, let me note here that our mandate requires that following tight regulations to ensure that the supply of safe, quality, and if efficacious medicines to the Liberian public will be a head-to going forward as you produce. I thank you all and congratulations to Global Pharmaceuticals. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam MD. Thank you for the support. With no waste of time, we will proceed by hearing from the mother of the health sector in Liberia through the Honorable Office of the Minister of Health, Dr. Wilhelmina Jala.
The Honorable Dr. Chief Joel Howard Taylor, members of the High Table, all of our development partners, please allow me to stand on the existing protocol. So after all of those speeches that were said, we are the consumers of medicines that will be regulated here in Liberia. I want to thank all those who helped the LMHRA, the staff of Global Pharmaceutical, WHO, UNICEF, all of them for coming together to support this company coming into existence. Today is a milestone in the history of Liberia and a testimony to the leadership of our President, His Excellency Dr. George Manewia, for creating the atmosphere for private sector to thrive in doing business here. We are here also to celebrate the investment of a giant and his collaborators in the person of Dr. Odiyama. I can remember the start when he started on this joining. He was sure, he wasn't sure, he was sure, he wasn't sure. But he continued to persevere today to have a company. Yeah. And anytime in our sector when we hear phase 1, we know that there's a phase 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 that will be coming. And we are looking forward to all of those phases and hope we are present here to celebrate with you those phases in Liberia. For the health sector, we have bought a lot of drugs over the years. And besides not knowing the efficacy of some of the drugs that come into the country, our people have still been buying drugs. Whether it was in a black bag or it was sitting on a shelf, our people have been exposed to all of those different types of medicine. And let me tell you, if we give $1 million to buy drugs, by the time we order it from somewhere, we only get $500,000 worth for the drugs. So when you hear no medicine, it's because we are going so far away to get the medicine to bring. By the time we clear it on a port and we get it to the central medical store, before we get it to the different facilities, we are only looking at a limited amount of drugs. But we are proud to say, as we have a pharmaceutical company here, we know that when we spend $1 million, maybe out of that $1 million, we get 90% of the drugs from here. Because of the assurance from LMHRA, we know that the drugs will be of high quality, it will be safe, and will be efficacious for our people. We no longer will have to hear no drugs, because the drugs are right here in Liberia. This company went through the length and breadth of making sure that the medicine that they produce was 100% pure and efficacious for us. So not only did they rely on our own LMHRA, but they took that further step to go out and send the medicine out just to make sure. And I can remember Dr. Oliama being nervous. He didn't want to open this company until he got those results from outside to be 100% sure. So at least when we stand among our peers going forward, when they're talking about pharmaceutical company in their countries, we too can stand and say, we have a company here in Liberia. So, like they say, always say, this too is Liberia. So we want to thank all of you for the support that we all will give to keep this company open. Because, you know, it's one thing to have a company, but it's next thing to get the support that the company needs. And Dr. Oliama, I can assure you that at least within the health sector, we got your back. Anything that we do together, like they said, in Union Strong, success is sure. We cannot fail. With God above our right to prove, we will overall prevail. Long live Liberia.